Every now and then when I look up at the sky, I can see a kookaburra fly. I begin to daydream, think about my wingspan. Chase the sun around the globe, so everywhere I go, it's summertime.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Bando. I've got the recaps for the latest round of MLCW. First team off the ranks is Down Under because that's the account I've got logged in at the moment. Down Under versus the Legacy, 43 to 42. Now you would think that 43 means that it's a cleared all the Town Hall 9s only, but it didn't actually work that way. Down Under left one of their 9s alive, 99%, a bit of a heartbreaker, but then had to get a 3-star to try and stay in the game and took out Old Hahn. You can see the war events at the end there, Hahn, Cos, and Diash getting the big 2-star on number 1 there. So it actually meant that they had to be going for the 3-star on Old Vicent to get percentage and stars to win, and failed that. So yeah, pretty fun war. I didn't get to see it all. The 9s did struggle a bit. It was only 5 fresh Town Hall 9s to 5 fresh. There was 3 6-packs on the Down Under side. That was Big Z, Benji and Kylo. And we look at the defences there. A lot of the bases took a variety of attacks. You can see, being only the 5 fresh hits, that both teams struggled a bit. They struggled against each other's bases. You can see a couple of 6-packs there. Doofy, Taju, Cap, Rap, whatever the fuck his name is. And excuse the French. So, yeah, defences on these guys' side. Son Goku had 4. Cos had 4 and took a Town Hall 10 to finish that. Boomer took 5 hits, absolutely massive. So let's get straight into the replays. We'll get straight on to number 1. Now this was a fresh hit, 3-star, and what do we have wrong with this base? He's taken in a donut into a scrim, into an organised war. That was just not really the smartest thing to do. It's a known base style, quite a simple raid in the end to do. Fresh hit, 3-star. Failed on the wall breakers on the entry there. Gone in with a Golem, 4 Wizzies and Heroes. The object for them is to kill that air defence, kill that Queen and the CC. Only drew out the Clan Castle air. You saw there a minion followed by a loon used to draw it. So very simple lava looning path from the outside. And then you can see Jimmy Bob paved the path there for that Queen to go and get that Inferno. Absolutely massive value from the Queen and that little kill squad. So you can see Tesla Farm down the bottom. That's the unknown part, being a fresh hit. Generally a lot of time with the farm bases, people put those in the Town Hall Centre there. And it is a farm base, that's what this is. It shouldn't have been brought into an organised war. Very, I guess, interesting, because some clans would fail and only get the 1-star. So you can see there's a big mix-up and change of bases going from CWL to MLCW, and people are having to find bases that they can try and use and protect that 2-star in this format. But didn't work from them. Gave a fresh hit 3-star, so very good there. Now we're going to show number 7. Where are we? Number 7, Bulbasaur. Now what did I like about this? It was a Queen Walk Lavalunian. I have seen in the last CWL war, I did notice that there was a few Lavalunians. Not too sure how often Bulb does this raid, but you can see the idea is he's going to be pushing his Queen Walk. Have I got my little pen going? He wants his Queen Walk to go in and get those. That's where he wants his Queen, plus also going to get that CC, the enemy Queen, draw all of that with the rage on his Queen. So good plan, good strat. Let's see how it works out. We'll put it in Tumo there. You can see a fair bit of clearing on the side there. It's used Jimmy Bob, used his Barbarian. We'll slow this down. So what actually happens here, it's a Valk Witch out of the Clan Castle, uses both poisons. Jimmy Bob goes in there and runs as a front man. Lucky that didn't draw the healers off the Queen. Does that Queen rage really, really nice. Now, unfortunately here, has used that blower, hasn't helped push back his healers, and that means that the healers have gone into the range of the air defence, and you can see he's reacted. He's trying to get that Queen pushing through, uses the additional rage, uses the Queen's ability, wants to try to get to kill that air defence, but old Queensy, she does what Queens do, and that's everything but what he wanted. So you can see there, 2 hounds, 12 loons and 20 minions. I don't know whether 20 minions was exactly what he wanted, but you can see how much room there is. Absolutely smashed this base. Didn't need the minions in the end. The loons all cleared through, but yeah, really ballsy raid. Enjoyed it. Had a good laugh when I watched it, so it was a good one to see. We'll have a look at number 12 next. Where are we? Number 12. And this is Kylo. Kylo got the 6-pack, one fresh and a re-hit, I think. Now, he's gone in with the Golar Loon. Now, I wanted to show something. I don't recall what it was I wanted to show. I like to start here. You can see he uses a wizard at that mortar. So you see he got rid of that mortar. And that way the wizard wasn't in range of the mortar and could manage to get that through quite easily. Now he uses wizards down the bottom. A minion drops out the Shattered Go-Hog. Out comes the Royals. Only level 15 King, level 28 Queen. So poor old Jimmy Bob there, struggling to get a bit of love. Maybe once he gets the Queen up, he's going to monster it through. But you can see that kill squad there. They got an absolute massive amount of that core in the midfield. They got 3 air defense, and it was with a jump rage. So still has spells for air. Didn't use all of his spells. And you can see the Queen, she's still alive. You can see long ranges, the hounds to go through the midfield to pick up all of the traps. Has a whole lot of healers, loons left in midfield with no tank, but had the heal there to be able to soak on those wizard towers. And you can see it does it nicely. So 6-pack to Kylo. Did do 2 Golar Loons this war. Slightly variations on both, but good raid, good analysis. And that's a fresh hit. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. So great raid there, Kylo. Good war for you, mate. We'll have a look at the last one. I'm trying to find a format where I'm recapping these wars for the Aussie clans and get them all across. So I'll try and add new pictures and stuff as I can. Try and make it easy for people to see. But for the MLC for this weekend, MLCW that is, was a really, really good war for the Aussies so far. Still one war to finish up while I'm doing this part of it. But so far it's 3 from 3 for the results. So, yeah, down under have won. Hired Goons won this morning as well. And Aussie Addicts did win CWL, so it's been a pretty exciting morning so far. You can see he goes in with a Pecker parade. Now, anytime I can see Peckers jump down on the field, I love it. Gets the poisons down. It looks like it's another baby witch clan castle again. Now, of course, your Peckers are going to get 100% heal ratio. Does decide to just make it an everything walk. So, in goes Jimmy Bob, in goes his Queen, in goes some bowlers. Everything's getting healed. Everyone gets love. Now, you see those healers, that rage. So what happens is the rage goes on your DPS group first, of course, and then your healers run through and get that rage effect as well. And it's just timed really, really nicely with how everything's healed. So that entire Pecker group, that's gotten it through. And what was funny was the old healers, they swapped over to the hogs there. Even got a bit of a heal off that cheeky heal spell. Unfortunately, they're going to die in the end. Not sure if heal there was the best time, but it allowed that defences to get down. Enemy King goes and dies, and then he struggles through to get to the... Nikki, she struggles to get through to the end, but really nice analysis, and you can see the use of those healers there, that reciprocal sort of DPS through the raid, the healing, you're healing up those troops, and it works so well with getting the Queen healed, the King healed, all the Peckers healed, all the bowlers healed, to be able to survive through to the end. So, yeah, really fun war, really interesting finish up there. The Legacy, they probably would have thought they had that in the bag well and truly up until that fresh hit 3. But even with a 3-star lot, it takes a full team. You know, these are 15-15 wars, a little bit smaller, but they're always seeming to be fun. So, yeah, let's go and have a look at the second result. Okay, so the second war of the round will be Hired Goons versus Odin's Bloodline, 44 to 43. You can see some pretty good percentages here on our number 1 and 2 by our Hired Goon side, 82-89%. So that's given them really good percentage for this class. But Tuan with a 3-star on their number 1. I'll replay that. And that was hit by Town Hall 9 open and then 3-starred. Only a 69% there. So they needed the 3-star to win. You can see everything cleared off there. Some statistics I saw for this war. There was only 2 people with the 6-pack here, and that was Dan and Revi Sorto. And there was 5 people, I think, on the opponents that had, excuse me, that had 6-packs. We'll go through there. So, I think the fresh hits were 8 for Goons, 5 for the opponents. So, Hired Goons able to get more fresh hit 3-stars, but Odin's Bloodline really clearing the bases on the re-hits quite well to be able to get that amount. And there were some hit-ups. Goons had one hit-up and Bloodline had two. Now, there was something funny I saw. It was a bit of an uh-oh moment. You can see one hit down on that team and one hit down over here. And what have we got? Oh, no, shit, it was a failed hit down. So, old Rag there failing on that. Look, you got to... It happens. It does happen. It happens in CWL. It happens in the big clans. Now, what have we got here? I haven't actually watched this replay. He did say have a look. He did a lightning lava loon. You can see when I first saw this base, I sort of thought, hello, it's got a really big potential there to lightning away that, and then use your heroes to kill that one and push up into there to go on a two-part hound phase. And we'll see what he's done. So he's gone in with the triple lightning and one earthquake, of course. That removes the Inferno. Sorry, I'm just thinking about my conversation here. So it removes the Inferno. So what he's done is he's gotten rid of the Inferno, the air defense, and the blower all out of that spell set. That's an absolutely massive transition. What I don't know is what was in the clan castle, because I haven't actually watched the replay. So it looks like it was some kind of a baby 3-Valk combo by the looks of what's come out. So that's a very, very simple trade over. Doesn't need spells. Just quite simply puts down his royals. They're not max royals, Twan. 3440. Getting very close, but gets a good hero swap there. So it's quite a cheap hero swap. Great value on that. And because he's gotten rid of that blower, he's able to go into that queen. I don't know about going last into the queen. I probably would have gone the other way. But gets a poison on that queen. She must have copped something royally on the head. And you can see there, those loons just polish off. Still had 3 loons in the bag. If there was any trolls, he would have known about it. So lots of spare loons. And really great raid to get the 3 stars to win the war. It's good that they've put themselves in the position. You know, it's hard getting 3-star Town Hall 10s, even in CWL with lower tier bases, is quite hard. And that was a near max base. So well done there. Now we'll have a look at, I managed to make it across here with Dan and get my old stink fingers dirty. And what I liked about this hit was, you can see it's just so simple. With that clan castle where it's positioned, I'll get my little drawing on. The clan castle's there, right? So you've just got a free draw there, free draw, and you draw it up to the top and you kill it. Now what was interesting with that clan castle was it didn't have a baby dragon in there. There was a witch, so you use a minion to draw it up. And then you put an archer down on the ground to get those skellies over there. And that was it. Use 2 baby dragons, save the poison, save the skelly trap. That's going to be for the enemy queen. And like I said, the good old stink finger. Now you can see the way those hogs run. They all centre together. So they're all going to be enjoying those heals. Some do come away. And you can see the clan castle used to reinforce that. But the enemy queen's in the midfield there. She's been sorted with the poison. And you can see that Skelly spell absolutely mintily dropped. There she is. Catch you later, Queen. Doesn't mean the Skelly spells can get any clean-up done, but there was a troll over the corner there. That was spotted part way into it. All the giant bombs over there. They were separated enough to be able to get healed, though. So must have been the 4th one there as well. But, yeah, fresh 3-star. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits. It was fun to come into the goons and see how they run things. Always good when we can share players, and Dan wasn't needed for CWL as we had a lot of our 9s available. So I'm going to show number 5 and 7. So looking at number 5, this was Mark DS, hitting this with a witch slap, and it was an interesting raid because he just sort of snuck home. And it's one of the things that the witch slaps are quite good for is the healers moving around and saving the day. I think he had 5 healers, did he? Excuse me. So just the 1 healer over on the top flank, 2 healers in the middle, 2 healers in the bottom. And you can see there, draws out Hound in the clan castle, gets the enemy king early, gets the enemy queen early. Those witches with a couple of bowlers, they've gone down the bottom there, so it's a bit unfortunate with the bowlers going down to midfield, but it's kind of worked well because it gives gives a little bit of meat on that. Jimmy Bob goes off and does his own thing. He finds the Tesla farm and it says, nah, you're not going past. So yeah, they did have a lot of weird placed Tesla farms in different spots. You can see those healers in the midfield, they're going absolutely amazing. So both of them still alive, that was what was in there. Healers on the flanks dying, so it was a really good use of those spells. This is a fresh hit, so he doesn't know where any of the traps are going to be. but he's analysed this really well. So you can see it's starting to come down to the conclusion there, and having that queen topped up through the whole raid meant he's kept the ability, and that helps for the last two defences. You can see pops the ability there, and another fresh hit. Thank your mother for the rabbit. So great raid there, Mark. And I've got one more to show. I like this one. Good old Vasto. Revy did get the 6-pack. I'm not showing you any of his this war. Did do some Shattered Go Hog, I think, was on one. Just trying to go for the fresh hits. Always keep them fresh if I can. And I like this one for the reason he's gone in with a Shattered Gobo Ho. I think it is Gobo Lala, I should say. So Lava Loon in the second tail. Picks a good spot for his wall breakers to go in. Unfortunately, this golem down the bottom here, he's not going to move up. So that sits down the bottom. Draws the Clan Castle and Enemy King early. Only has a level 21 Jimmy Bob. So he goes in, deals with the Enemy Queen. And you can see now he got... Was it just the two... Oh no, gets the third air defense there. So massive work from his kill squad. Uses most of his spells. Gets a corner Tesla there. And you can see now he's got 3 Teslas left in the by themselves there, and he's done really well with the position. I love this, to be able to go, I need to hold on to my hound, and he puts that hound down there. Probably could have done it so it drew all 3 of those Teslas, but that in itself, by catching a hold of that, that's meant that he's had the tank in the right spot, and his loons haven't got stuck. So also gave him a hound pop at the end there. So absolutely great during a raid to see those kinds of things. So yeah, it's a great war there from Goons. It's good to have some wins on the board again. Odin's Bloodline unlucky, and we'll see you guys again later. And for the last one for the week, for week 4 of MLCW, we see Aussie Woot Woot take on Temple Rising, 43 to 43, a 3% difference on the war. Basically, it was a great war. All round, it was a great war. Temple Rising came out solid on the Town Hall 9s. They did peter off towards the end there. And the 2 stars up top, they weren't big percentages. That put them in a bit of trouble. And you can see there, only the 2 stars on the Town Hall 10s, and then, of course, the Town Hall 9s all dead. So, where did it all go? We had 4 6-packs to Aussie Woot Woot with Ricochet. He's new to the clan, and it was a good first war for him. First impression was he had a 6-pack. Little Swift and Ryan both had fresh 6-packs. Looking at the attacking from these guys from Temple Rising, really impressed with them. They started off absolutely solid. They had 2 fresh 6-packs at the start of the war. Striker and IGA. Now, I'll go to the war events. We'll look down the bottom there, and it was really, really hardcore start. You see that IGA, two straight hits. Then there was the 4 hits from Woot Woot. Then Woot Woot sort of, stuffed it up a bit there, lost 4. And another 2 hits to Temple Rising there. So, really impressive start, but they just couldn't solidify at the end. So, the fresh hit count was 6 to 8. So, where are we? Temple Rising, they had the advantage there. But you see there, 4 defends, 3 defends, 6 defends, and it took a hit down. So 1 hit down needed for Temple Rising, and 1 open, whereas there was no hit downs required for Woot Woot, and they actually had 3 open. So really, really good war. A little bit outplayed at Town Hall 9, which was interesting because it did look like at the start of the war that, Temple Rising were going to take the meat there. So just going to show a couple of Golar Loons to start off with, and then I'm going to analyse a re-hit base. War Demon, he had 199%, so he was 1% off a fresh 6-pack war. This was a fresh hit. Now, what I liked about these guys, Temple Rising, they used some Troll Tesla farms in some really weird ass spots, so really, really interesting. It made people think on the fly, and it did cause a few defends, which was pretty awesome. A lot of hounds in clan castles. I've noticed it so much more now, looking across all these wars, that there's so many more hounds in clan castles. I don't really know why. Maybe people are just trying to hold that first defend, because as a re-hit I'll sort of show why I think they're not so great. But you see there, great work out of his kill squad. What was good about the kill squad was it goes down, and that golem got the blower in the midfield there, so it really did help towards the pathing of his loons. In the second phase, Queen, she ends up dying to the enemy king. He stuffs her up, but I love these loons at the end here from War Demon. They were great. They helped to keep track of those wizard towers whilst the other loons were going through. So From there, it's just clean up. So great war demon. Unlucky on his first hit to get 99%. It was a building left at the very centre of the base. So very close to a 6-pack war for you, mate. Well done. Where are we next? I'm going to go look at number 9. Where are we? I think it was Ricochet. So it's his first war with us. Used as a sub for the war. And it's not a max base. I think that would be somewhere around 67k. It's max wall, so it might be 68k. But you see here a shattered Golalu. Now that queen, she checks that golem very early and starts to do a lot of damage. It's not really desirable to have that wall breaker fail. Now what I liked about the wall breaker fail was there is a secondary plan, and you see the jump go out to open up a fair good chunk of access in the middle there. And in goes Jimmy Bob. He cops a fair bit of a beating because there's no golem there, but does the job. So you can see 2 air defences went down, and the queen, she gets stuck on the enemy king, starts shooting the wall, says nah, stuff you, and breaks through that with his ability, and then pops out that blower. So really good use of the ability. It means that the queen's going to end up dying to the enemy king, but getting out that blower was a lot of a more important focus. And it's all just clean up from there. So great hit Ricochet here. He had 1 fresh, 1 clean up. So it was a good war all round. So yeah, lots of 6-packs around for the war. Both teams did well there. Some really nice attacks. I love some of the different attacks from Temple Rising. Now I'm going to do a replay on number 8. This was a second hit. So we saw in the first hit where a few of the traps were... and saw there was a hound in that clan castle. So you can see Eiffel's gone in with a stink finger raid, mass hog raid, whatever you want to call it, and basically just uses that haste with the 3 loons to get rid of those defences. Was only 1 mortar, but the archer tower would be doing a whole lot of damage right now. Whereas now, old Jimmy Bob down on the dance floor, that baby is going to work on the enemy queen, and then the heroes are off. Jimmy Bob goes around the side, touches up that Tesla, touches up that archer tower. The queen unfortunately walked right, so that means she's basically going to be just there for cleanup. But you can see out comes that hound in the clan castle, and it does nothing. It's just going to be shooting away. So the other option for this style of the raid would have been to have taken a poison for the skellies, but in the end you've got 4 heals and a massive number of hogs, 41 hogs for the raid. It's very, very well done here. Uses his clan castle to push in from the Teslas, drops out that remaining 8. Now what those remaining 8 hogs, now what makes that good is that's causing his main hogs to arc around the building. He's managing to get his heels onto the bulk amounts of hogs. And what this combination gets a lot of success from is the fact that you've got so many hogs, defences are going to die. It doesn't matter if there's spring traps there, you're going to lose hogs to those, to the attrition of it. As long as you heal through the bombs, then you're right. You're going to get those defences down, you push your hogs around well, and it's going to be a 3-star re-hit. So brilliant analysis there from Eiffel. It is probably one of the easiest re-hit armies at the moment because a lot of people are still focusing to defend versus air, and also the Witch Slap, which is a very high success for opens. So, yeah, great war from Woot Woot. Well done, Temple Rising. I definitely think these guys are going to be a team to watch. And a good week all round for the ACA. Well done, guys. Everywhere I go, hey, hey.